Hi everyone, Melissa here. I'm back with another video, and today's video I'm really excited about because this is a success story from one of my clients, and she had some major awesome movement very recently, so I'm really excited to share this. Before I get into it, just wanted to let you know I'm available for one-on-one coaching, and I have some awesome courses, and you can find the link for that in the description of this video. Okay, so this success story is really going to focus on how to eliminate hot and cold behavior with as it relates to a relationship. This happens to be a success story about a romantic relationship with a specific person, but the information in this video could apply to any relationship with anybody where you're feeling like there's constant drama, tension, hot and cold. You're seeing what you want sometimes and you're not seeing what you want, or maybe you're not seeing what you want at all as regarding how they're showing up for you. So this to give a little bit of background, this client, so she'd been with her specific person before and they broke up, and her specific person was actually dealing with some addiction issues. So that was a big part of the drama in their relationship, and just the stress and it also triggered a story in this client about not being able to trust her SP and feeling abandoned, and just really she had a lot of labels about SP that were not favorable, but she still, on the other side of that, she still really loved SP, knew SP loved her, knew that they were each other's people, knew that that SP felt like she was his sense of peace and home, and so she really wanted this to work out. So we really, for a few sessions, we dug into all the different labels she was placing on the relationship and on SP. And when I say labels, what I mean is, because you can only experience your reality through your own perception, through your own perspective, the labels or the definitions you give to people, places, things, that is directly correlates to how your experience is going to show up for you in your 3D. So when you're struggling in any kind of relationship with somebody, ask yourself what labels you're giving them. How are you describing them? You know, I was often telling her, SP can't show up as your hero if you keep saying SP is the villain because of this, because of this, because of this. And she really was really determined that she needed SP to apologize for everything that they had done to wrong her. And she also needed reassurance from them that their relationship was good. Okay. And when you're labeling someone or a relationship that way, your subconscious mind is just like, yes. It says yes to every order you give it, every thought you give it, every dictate you give it, every command, every affirmation. The answer is always yes. So she was constantly saying, SP needs to apologize. SP's wronged me. SP needs to apologize. SP's wronged me. Well, if you're constantly labeling somebody as they need to say sorry, they messed up, where's your apology going to come from? Because you haven't yet labeled them as they are sorry, they are apologizing, they apologized. You know, she just kept saying, I need this from SP, I need this from SP. Well, if you need something, that means you don't have it yet, right? It's not here yet. It hasn't, you don't feel satisfied with it yet, right? So she was constantly keeping herself in the story of, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I want to stop and just interject one quick little point here. There's a lot of talk about the tense in which you should affirm your new story, the tense in which you should imagine your new wanted story. Past, present, future, it doesn't matter the tense. What matters is the meaning or the intention behind the tense of the words, behind the words you're affirming. So like in that example, she kept labeling SP as, he hasn't done this yet. He needs to do this. 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 He's not doing this. He's not doing this. He's not doing this. So like I said before, your subconscious mind just delivers yes, yes, yes. So all she was ever experiencing was him not apologizing, him not taking ownership of his part in the bad times in the relationship, him not showing up for her the way she wanted, because she kept saying, he's not doing this. He's the bad guy. He's not doing this. So it going back to my point about the tenses, it doesn't matter if you say they're going to apologize or they have apologized. If that to you implies that they are sorry and they are showing up to you as sorry, then you're going to get the apology. Just like if you go to the end and say, we're all good now. We worked through everything. We're all good. To get to the point of all good, at some point, you're going to get that apology. It's going to show up that you're all good, and the apology will naturally follow it, right? Because if you're all good, then there's nothing left to apologize for. I hope that's clear. So anyway, she was really, really, really struggling with letting go of those unwanted labels, because she kept bringing up memories from past moments where they were together and something happened, or he said something, or he didn't do something, and she just couldn't drop that. And so we really worked on that. And I think the real breakthrough for her was writing down all the ways she was describing him and all the ways she was describing their relationship, all the labels she had. And then once and for all, after she made that list, once and for all declaring, okay, I'm done with these labels, and writing the new preferred labels. And that's it. This is the new truth. I don't care what I thought before. I don't care what these labels were before. I don't care what happened before. This is how this person is now. This is how our relationship is now. Once and for all. I mean, you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice to stop seeing someone in a way you don't like in order for them to stop showing up in a way you don't like. And it can feel uncomfortable because since you're in that perspective, you've given yourself a lot of proof via experiences in the 3D that back up your feelings of they are this way. This relationship is bad because of this, and this. But the proof only came after you had that story in the first place. So when you change to your new story, it's going to be validated in the 3D as well. But you have to make the choice. You have to just decide once and for all, I'm not going to keep describing this person this way. I'm not going to keep accepting that our relationship is this way, and choose any better thought, any better assumption about them and about how your relationship is and about how you're loved and how you're treated and that you're secure, etc. Okay. So she really, really took that assignment to heart. She listed her labels. She decided once and for all, I'm going to stop deciding. I'm going to stop telling myself he's this way. I'm going to stop reacting to everything he does, assuming he's this way. And I'm going to assume better. I'm going to assume better about SP. So, and I'm just going to read my notes here really quick here. Okay. Yeah. So, once she started to choose to see SP better, all the affirmations she was saying in the past just naturally came to mind as well. Because she'd been saying for a while, he loves me, he wants to be with me, he commits to me, he feels secure in our relationship. But she hadn't ever let go of that old story. She hadn't ever put those old labels in the trash, gotten rid of those old labels. So those affirmations were still hanging out, ready to show up. But, like I said, someone can't be your hero if you're constantly telling yourself and telling them that they are the villain, because you are writing the character story in every now moment. You're writing your story in every now moment. So you have to write a different story for them to play a different part. Okay. So now I want to just read her little email because it was so lovely. Okay. So she said, tell Melissa that I got big movement an hour ago. My SP texted me and said he had been thinking of me during the last couple of weeks, just as I had intended. He also stated that he still loves me and wants to communicate better, and that he can't quit me, and that we adore each other. I feel so calm and full of faith that these new labels I've been affirming for him are showing up. Tell Melissa that our 15-minute sessions have been lifesavers. And that 15-minute sessions, for anyone who is a current client, I'm now offering those as just a quick check-in, pep talk in moments where you need to be reminded of your power. Those 15-minute sessions are available, and those have been really helping her. For new clients who haven't worked with me before, I really, really, really suggest a 30-minute or a 1 hour, at least for our first session, because then I know what your circumstances are, what you're in the process of manifesting, and that way you can get the most benefit out of those quick 15-minute sessions, and we don't have to go through a whole backstory of like what's happening and what you're thinking about everything. So for current clients, 15-minute sessions are now available, and this client really took advantage of those. And that's actually when we did this list of labels, and she really had her breakthrough this last session. But you don't even need coaching to get a breakthrough. You just have to stop telling your unwanted story about whatever it is you're trying to manifest, whether it's a job, a relationship, money, a house, health. It doesn't matter. Just identify how you're labeling it as bad or unwanted or in a way that you don't prefer, and then just stop doing that. Just stop telling that story. Stop describing it that way, or that person that way. Start just describing it better, any better way you can in your mind. No matter what's going on out here, in spite of what's going on out here, once and for all, declare your new truth, put your new true label on it, because this is the other piece of it. You don't have to believe every thought you have. It's your choice in the moment you have that thought to label it as true or false. So what are you going to continue to label as true? It's much more fun to label as true thoughts that you like, right? So, and remember, because your perspective is the only way you can experience your reality, if you perceive something different as true, it has to show up that way in your experience. So, to this client, I'm so happy for you. You've done so much work getting rid of these old stories, and I'm so proud of you. And this is the best news ever. And it's just going to get better from here. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep ditching that old story anytime it comes up. And the more you assume better, the easier it gets. You're starting that new pattern of thought in your mind. So you're naturally just going to start to assume better, which will also lead to better reactions to things. Even when things show up that seem like they're what you don't want, how am I labeling this right now? What am I making this mean? What am I deciding is true or false about this that I don't like? Okay, I got to change that so that this ends up showing up how I want. This is a lot of times people get success stories when they have an exact opposite circumstance in front of them. They still get what they want in spite of that. The reason is they saw the opposing circumstance. They didn't dwell there. They didn't accept that as the only possible truth. They stuck to their new story, and it worked out anyways. I say this to myself all the time too. Just because I can't figure out how doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean it's not true. Just because I can't see it right now doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean it's not true. I'm not going to make it mean that. I'm not going to look at my reality and say, oh, this means no movement. That's the truth. I'm going to make this mean. And so then until I decide to change that, nothing's moving, right? So I intend this video helped you. I just want to make sure I covered off everything on my list here. But just the main thing is, you have to choose to start seeing your SP the way you desire, despite how you saw them before. Because before doesn't matter, because it's only ever now. You think in the now moment. You experience in the now moment. So every now moment is your opportunity to change your story. So how can you assume better in every now moment? Okay? All right, I think that's it for this video. I intend you have an amazing rest of your week. And for everyone celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a really lovely Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for Create Your Future and just to be able to do this every day. And I'll see you in the next one.